Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to another Belt Buckles and Boots live stream. The North Carolina, or the 11th North Carolina numero duo. So, second episode. Hello, welcome in. Everyone watching this live on YouTube, hello, welcome in. I know Tim's lurking, so hello, Tim. Everyone watching this back on YouTube as well. Back as in after this has been live. Hello, welcome. Thank you for watching it. I know a couple of you tend to watch this back on replay rather than being here live, so hello, I appreciate it. And yeah, how is everyone's Sunday? I've had a very big weekend. So how was everyone's weekend? Also, how's everyone's sort of week? It's been a week since we last spoke, so I hope everyone's had a good week off, a good week, hard work, instead of doing what we want. So, but hey, it's the curse we all must carry. But yeah, hello, welcome. So we are carrying on with the 11th North Carolina Confederate Regiment. Yeah, and that's where we're starting. Sorry, I just had an alert on my phone and it looked really important, but I think it's just a clickbait thing. Anyway, right, so yeah, carrying on this Confederate Regiment. This is Warlord Games miniatures, and yeah, we started painting them up last week. Am I going to carry on with this week? I should probably check the live stream is working all okay before we get too much into it. I like to do that from time to time, mainly because quite often yeah, it's working. I've rambled away on the live stream and it's not worked. So, but no, hey. Think about anything other interesting things to mention. Dropped a video earlier this week on Wednesday, I think, which done pretty well. I hope people enjoyed it. I'm happy with it. It was just something I've been putting off for a long time, so it's just got it out there. So that dropped this Wednesday. And I think we've had a positive response from it, which I'm happy about. And we've got another video dropping this coming Wednesday, which is the Union Artillery. So the partner to that video, which is the Union Artillery. It's a little bit shorter, but it's just a bit of a showcase. I think I set out to, I set out to do the Union video before I really looked at what I had, and then realised I've only actually got 2 extra guns. You know, we've only painted 2 Union Artillery during the live streams and whatnot. So, but still, I just showed the collection off. So there we go. Right, let's drop down there. Right, so I'm going to rattle through it. I realise I've made a smidge mistake. Not a mistake, but just different to what I normally do. So everyone knows, or those of you watch the live streams, you know I quite like the Brownish Decay. And I've started using it. I thought it was quite a nice substitute for a butternut. However, I've used that on a lot of these, and I quite like how Agaros Dunes looks. It's quite bright. So I think I'm going to go back, because there's a couple of people I still haven't painted, so I think I'm going to go back and just paint them off with in Agaros. Just because it's quite a nice lighter yellow / butternut. Worth saying as well, to everyone who is watching this live, or for those of you interested in watching this on back on YouTube, it is daylight savings time this morning, so I'm actually an hour early to the stream. I don't know if that's going to affect people. I only thought of it last minute, so I did chuck up a little post on YouTube and Facebook, just giving people a heads up, but it might have been a little bit too late. So that might be a reason why we potentially might have a slow start tonight. So maybe not, who knows. Right, let's get on with it. So I'm going to use some Agaros Dunes by Citadel to just paint the 4 of these chaps, which I think will look nice. If I thought about it, I would have done this on the others rather than, I don't know. Just put all my brushes away, and I've probably lost them now. Oh no, maybe that one. Just needs sort of a contrast applying brush. I think nice and thick. But yeah, hopefully we still get an alright turnout today. I know it's times are off, but as I said, I know Tim's around somewhere. Busy priming some models. Hello Blake, welcome in. Welcome in. I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but as always, you know, if anyone's working on anything, feel free to let me know, or potentially post it on the Facebook page. We like looking at photos of people's work over there, and then we'll do a bit of a showcase at the end of the stream. I don't know where all my brushes are. I just want a nice one. Maybe I've got to use this one. This one just doesn't hold much paint on it for some reason. I don't have many good brushes, so. But hey. But yeah, how are you, Blake? Anyway, welcome in. Hope you've had a good week and weekend. I will let him have a yeah, just trying to think about how I paint these up and think about how I'm painting these, because they've got backpacks on as well, so I need to figure out how I'm going to tackle that. I think I might have to paint the fabric on the backpacks before I start doing all the strapping on these chests. Ugh. Yeah, we got a lot of, with the backpack wearers, they have a lot of webbing on them, sort of belts and stuff, so trying to think about that. So it's just going to make it quite dark if there's lots of black on them. Although I am trying to be neat with the painting, it's not easy. I'd like to do these guys justice, really. Do a nice paint job on them. Blake, I'm still working on 20th main, but they're coming together nicely. Nice. How much you? How many models you got left to do? Are you doing a 24-man regiment? Is that right? Things with these models, they're packed with detail, which is great, but it just means you've got so much more to paint. which I shouldn't make sound like an issue. I should be happy. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can hear my crying child in the background. If so, I apologise. She's quite emotional and she's had a busy day. Alright, that's how we're getting along. So if you compare those two sort of butternuts I've gone for, this is the Agaros Dunes, and this is the, what's it called? Brownish Decay from Army Painted Speed Paints. So there's quite a lot of different sort of darkness to it, which is nice to have a variety on there. But I've realised that I've left off the Agaros Dunes, and I do like how the Agaros Dunes looks. It's quite a bright colour, and I think there's nothing wrong with having a bit of brightness in your models. Fall in the trap of just doing everything dark when it's nice to have, yeah, just... I like how it's come out with some of my artillery crew having this sort of a brighter colour on there. It looks nice. Hmm. Alright. Apart from a bit here. Trying to get everywhere, but then also some of the really awkward bits are quite hard to get to, but if you can't see them, I kind of think, well, I don't need to paint them. So I'll have to do a grey kepi here in a minute. Grey. Let's go. Right. Oh. Cool. That's the coats done. So I think I'm going to do all the hats and then go back and do the backpacks, and then we're ready to do all the belts. I've got the boots to do. Oh, that's the more I think about it, there's a lot to do. But let's do the hats. Garrick Sewer for the hat. Wildwood is more or less the same. I want a black in there as well. Maybe some decay as well. Right, let's do Garrick Sewer first. Right, boom. Alright. I do like that brown. Garagax Sewer. Right, that can be a black hat. This can be another Sewer one. Right. Hello, Mark. Welcome in. I hope your games are good. Right. Because there's a lot of hats in this group. Worried about them all having the same coloured headwear, should I say? Headwear, not massively. They're not going well, actually. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. A bit of a slower start today, but I'm wondering if it's the daylight savings time might have delayed everything a little bit. It's delayed me, I tell you that. I'm a bit all over the place. Alright. They can have some black hats, and then he can have one. Alright, let's paint a few black hats in now, and then I'll see about maybe some wildwood, which is a slightly darker version of the Garagak sewer, or maybe brownish decay. Let's give it a go, eh? We're making progress at least. Alright. Alright. Leave those hats. Maybe one of these can have a black hat. Cool. Trying to just vary it up a bit, and then yes. So a bit of brownish decay on these guys. I think I'm going to do the officer's hat blue. Just because. Right, brownish decay, and we'll do this chap's hat here, brownish decay. Maybe that chap's there as well. It's nice, just on some of the miniatures where I've the primer's not worked well, it's gone a bit grainy. It makes the brownish decay a lot darker than it actually is. So yeah, when I'm putting it on properly on some of these other miniatures, it's looking nice. Yeah, I think what's happened is because I resprayed these, they were grey primed originally. So I've come in and resprayed them, and it's just not. But that's fine. Lesson learnt. Those hats are all done. He can have a brownish decay hat. All right. Get in there. But maybe these can be brown hats then. Another set of dark brown hats. Oh. Cool. And this guy can have one of these hats as well. See, this is almost a bit chocolatier than the Garagax Sewer. This is Citadel Wildwood. I thought this was darker than Garagax Sewer, but it's almost given a richer look to it rather than a muddier look. Which I'm fine with because it's different to... It's a different brown. You know, I didn't want Garagax Sewer and Wildwood to just look the same. It's nice to have those different hats. So that is all the hats not done. Like the cappies need the black trims doing, but I can, when I go back and do black, I can do that. So choice now is backpacks. Oh, let's do the blue officers. Let's do the hat on the officer. I can't remember what blue I was going to go with now. Tidal Wave, maybe? Yeah, I think it would be Tidal Wave from Army Painter. It's going to be like my... If I was doing blue cuffs and collars and stuff like that, like facings, then I would probably use this blue, I think. I think that's what I used the other day for the HQs I did. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm going to check on him. No, I think that's right. That's what I used. So I can give him a blue hat, and then we'll go back in and do the gold detailing once we're at that point. So he's got blue infantry hat. Very good. Cool. Yeah, nice. So right. Bags, I think. I think I'm gonna do backpacks and then we'll look at sort of so a lot of the haversacks, not haversacks, is it haversacks? They're sort of like shoulder bags. A lot of them I think I'll just do plain brown. I'd like to have a go at doing a lighter colour at some point, but the way I'm doing my painting at the moment, it doesn't really work to do it like that. I think we'll start with some black bags and then maybe chuck some browns in there. We'll see how I'm feeling. Need a bit of a better point brush, but that's good. There we go. Let's give them a go, shall we? I know what I should be doing. I should be doing the blanket rolls first. I might stop what I'm doing and just hit the blanket rolls a sec. Just because I know there's some black, they'll have black straps going over the top of them. It kind of makes sense to do that. Actually thinking about it. I'm going to be doing black straps anyway when I come to do the other bits. Maybe I could give it. Don't know. Let's just focus on his little straps for his back for now. What's that done? Yeah, I think we'll just go do the blanket rolls because they're sort of overcoats. Thinking of maybe trying to go for a bit more of a uniform look, which would be runic grey. Go for that sort of like Union overcoat colour. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. If I turn them all around, I'll know what I've done and what I haven't. So that doesn't... saying that he's got a blanket roll on him. Let's give it a go and see what I think. Yeah, I can cover it. I know maybe some of the blanket rolls I should do different colours. A bit of fun with that, so we might do that. As this is just a little tester one here, we'll just go for the grey. Because I think the blanket rolls on top of their sacks, like their backpacks, I feel like they would be overcoats. Yeah, you look there. One for that grey. Hey Tim, welcome in. Matt, did you say grey for Union greatcoats? Do you know like the real sort of sky bluey grey? That's what I'm trying to capture. So I might have said grey, but yeah, like a bluey, a very like a lightish blue. That's what I'm going for. Feel free to correct me if you think there should be something else, but that's what I want to go with. That's what I want to do. Mainly because if I wanted to go for like a butternut again, that's fine, but I've already used a lot of that. I wouldn't mind trying to change it a little, you know. Again, where it's clearly the blanket rolls, I might try a little bit of different colour here and there. But for the backpacks, I'll try be a bit more uniform. All right. He's got a blanket roll. Oh no, he hasn't. Not a lot of them have the overcoat rolls. I think I'll chuck some sort of butternut ones in there. I can. How are you, Tim? Anyway, you okay? Did you get your priming done? Very good. Very good. Right, and then I say with the backpacks, I'm going to do a mixture of black and brown, I think. Best blue grey is by Valio. I use it for the greatcoats and pants. Not a fan of sky blue. If it's rolled up, you can use a German grey for the wax cover. Yeah, yeah, like the waterproofed stuff. Yeah, that's a good point. I have been using an off black with a lot of my Union stuff. Maybe I'll. Yeah, we'll see. So I know they'll have those. Yeah, like you said, the waterproofed ones. What were you priming, Tim? Anything interesting? I'm gonna. There's a couple blanket rolls here. I'm just gonna go in with this brown decay. And just give that a lick. There's the other one I missed. And then I've got the actual blanket rolls. Grey, blue for Union, grey or button up for Rebs. Yeah. Yeah, I've done a bit of... I just didn't want to do a load of button up. That's why I've gone for the sort of the Union coats, which I know these guys are Confederates, but maybe they looted some. Yeah, I just don't want to put more button up on. I've done quite a lot of button up, so... I know that's literally what they wore, but it's how I want them to look, you know. So that's why I've gone the way I've gone. Could have done grey, but I quite like the bluey grey. Anyway, what's on the side of his hat? Or is he just bits come off? Right, let's patch that up with this stuff. Didn't work, have it? Right, so let's do the body ones now. Right. Tim says, Punit Wars, I need to get back on my American Civil War, but I'm waiting on my 3D printer to print a special batch of STLs, which I can't wait to add to the tabletop. Ooh, what special batch is that? I'm waiting on a few things, which I'm quite excited for, which I'm going to keep on the down low until I've probably a week or two's time, and then we can talk about. But yeah, special surprise. Ooh, that is a surprise. Well, when it's done, Tim, please do share. I'll be interested to see it. Right, I have forgot what I'm. Oh, maybe I've done the wrong blue then. Oh, right, coats, blanket rolls. How am I going to do these? Am I in the mood to do lots of odd colours? Not really. Maybe some brown ones. Garagak Sewer could work. I'll chuck in a red one because that's always enjoyable. Chuck in a blue one as well. Let's move these all the way back over. We're chucking a blue one, red one. Garagak Sewer can be a few. Not Brownish Decay, we've done enough of that. What's this here? Gravelord Grey? No. What's that? Soft tone, I don't know why that's there. Got a green, not that bothered about green, got an orange. Right, let's go for some browns then. And because there's a mix, it's not. I don't know if this brown's such a good choice because this is what I'm using for my leathers. but one person can do it. So. Wouldn't mind a brush that was good, to be honest. All mine are a bit knackered. Alright, that's a brown coat. Not a coat, you know, blanket roll. Do a red one here as well. Red does look nice. Hmm. I think I'm just falling in that pit at the moment of it all being sort of all over the place, so not overly happy with how it looks. So I think once we get a bit more layers on them, they'll be nice. Right, blanket rolls done. We've got two here, one there, one there. Okay. Right, okay. We've got a blue to chuck in there. Why not? Let's put them in here. Alright, that's the blue. Maybe a couple of black ones then. So where my off black comes in handy, which I've binned over here, so I don't ever confuse it. I'm back. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Cool. Oh no, not quite. And then the bugle. The bugle. All right. So now it's back to backpacks. Right. Ah, there we go. That brush will do. I'm trying to find a good brush. I haven't got any. Right, black. Oh, he's got a blanket roll still. Why have I not painted? No, why I haven't painted it, because that's the one I painted the backpack on. I wanted to let that dry first. But yeah, sorry. Quick look at that. Then I've obviously got all his other gear, which is... We'll get there. Right, anyway, back to the backpacks. It'd make sense to do the rest of the black whilst I'm here, but I think I'm just going to focus on bits of the item first rather than the colour I'm using. I'll do all the backpacks, and I'm probably going to be then going on to the black anyway. Just to keep it all easy. Otherwise, I'm worried I'm going to miss stuff. Or maybe we'll do the brown haversacks next. All right. Spot on. Whilst I'm here, I'll do the straps on the bedroll, I think. Now I'm doing the bags. Cool. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh. Made some good headway so far, I must admit. I never used to do this, but just going that little extra way and painting the straps on the blankets, I think at a distance, just looks quite smart. I know saying I never used to do it seems a bit mad because they're there to be painted, but I just was a bit lazy, I guess, and didn't. Yeah, just I think it's just a nice detail that you can add. And again, it's when you're sort of tabletop looking down, it's quite smart. Right, I am going to chuck in some brown bags in a mo, I think. Just to add a bit more. Awesome. These two will have brown bags. Oh boy, there's a lot of bags over here. Right, let's get on with them. The vein. Tim, well, that was exciting. Do you remember I asked how to clear a clogged metal glue applicator? I just tried one of the recommendations. I used Barbie lighter and some pyrotechnics. Yeah, that actually, I feel like I've heard that before. Trying to melt it or something. How did it get on? Did it work, or have you just made a fire? All right. So they can have brown bags. And then what have I got? We'll just do all these in black. Still working on the plastic component. I guess it's a bit of a tricky task, isn't it? Making a plastic bottle, a super glue to sit in and not expect it to melt. Oh. Oh my god, it actually worked, he said. What, setting it alight? Nice. Well, I'm glad you did it, so I didn't have to. But now I know it works. I can do it. I didn't want to be the one to experiment and risk setting fire to everything, but oh, you've done it. Hand's really hurting, and where I less lean it on the desk to paint. It's hurting. Hey, Kev. How are you? Do they make Overwatch minis? Whoa, my friend. No idea. I'd be surprised if they haven't made an attempt at doing it. They got Halo minis out there. They've got some Destiny stuff out there, I'm sure. So I'm not surprised, but you never know. You never know. Well, that's the end of Overwatch. What if they make miniatures, Mark? Oh, I've hurt my hand. My hand's hurting. But we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. And that's what counts. I think at the end of this we can laugh and joke about it, but right now. Let's get on with bags. Right. No, like looking down, like, I think by the end of the night, looking back, it'll be like, oh, we've done loads. Oh, you finished Overwatch early, Mark. Ah, I thought you meant it was just the franchise will be dead when they eventually reach out into miniature wargaming. Well, you must have won all the games then. Run out of games to win, I assume, Mark. Oh, man. This is such a nice paint. Just like that brown. The camera's not going to show it very well, but black this side and then yeah, brown that side. Yeah, I like it. Maybe I should have done more bags brown, but oh, that's got to do his brown lip strap. I can't really moan about painting backpacks because for ages I've moaned about wanting backpacks on minis. So now I finally got it. Yeah, nice. Cool. Oh. How come you finish early, Mark? Wanted to catch the stream, I'm assuming. Soraya, hello, welcome in. How are you dealing with the daylight savings? I had a lie-in, technically. I had a lie-in till 8, where I awoke with my daughter putting her feet in my face. Which then, I guess, what was that? Technically 7 in the morning. But still, I mean, it could have been worse. Could have been worse. But how are you? How'd you get on with your stream last night? I must say, I watched most of it for once, because all the guys I normally hang out with on Saturday went out and was being bloody social out in the real world, so I was left on my own. So it was nice to sit down and chill out and watching your stream. So thank you for your service. But yeah, Mark says wasn't massively in the mood and it made it worse. Yeah. Oh, it's made your mood worse. Yeah. Normally I'm really chill with Overwatch, so I can't share your frustration. But no, no, I get it. I get it. Can't imagine being social, says Mark. Yeah, I know, right? Who'd want to be doing that on a Saturday night when you can stay inside? It's right, I'm still feeling poo, unfortunately, being mostly in bed, although I did manage to chow down on some pizza earlier. Sorry to hear it, but also pizza. I almost went for round 2 for pizza today, for my dinner. I had some pizza last night, and I almost had another one tonight, but I behaved. Right. Where are we? Yeah, I'm worried I'm just going to slowly flag, but we've got an hour and 10 minutes into the stream, and we're doing okay. Because, yeah, all day I've been yawning and almost falling asleep, so And I've had a pretty busy day, I must say. So, all right. Something I've not done with these is there's little casting marks on the bayonets. I've not taken them off. Poor prep from me. Oh, I don't think you would notice it, to be honest. But I would notice it. Right. So, let's think a minute. I think we're going to go with the trusted wildwood. Tried and trusted wildwood, and that's going to be for the boots and the bags. So I think we will just hit all the boots early because it's easy. And then we'll come back to start doing the bags, and we'll need to find a brush for that. But we've got the brush, but have we the willpower? That's the whole question. Mark's got a bit of a sore head as he how's his hangover. There's 3 slices of pizzas still at the house somewhere. I had to abandon them this morning. Oh, what pizzas did you go for, Mark? Bit of Dommies, is it? Domino's? Yeah, nice. Right, team. Wildwood, we're painting boots. That's what we're doing. We have, luckily, being a quieter stream tonight, I've not been chatting loads. So I've actually been painting, which is a bit crazy if you ask me. I treated myself to Rudy's pizza. What's that? Is that slang for something? Code? Gone for a Rudy pizza? If so, you do you, isn't it? You enjoy yourself. You know, whatever keeps you happy, I guess. Unless, of course, it could quite easily be a chain or a pizza place. Which I'm sure is probably more likely. I don't like that brush. We can afford to be a little bit messy with the boots because they're well. So we'll use a big pasting brush to get these. No, it's a chain. They're so good, a million times better than Franco Manco, if you ask me. Mark saying now she's just making up. Yeah, Franco Manco's made up, surely. I mean, there's a couple of takeaways near me that do really nice pizzas, like sort of kebab houses that do nice pizzas, but I'm a Domino's enthusiast. It's just easy, isn't it? Domino's. I wasn't sure if they might exist in Brizzy. Definitely up north. Guys, please, do these places do. My brain's not working. Do they exist outside of London? Oh, I don't really know. I mean, to Londoners, not much exists outside of London, is it? So, zing. Zing. Wouldn't catch me living in London, that's for sure. Can't afford it. I do venture in there every now and then. Man, this brush is so good. I don't think you can call it a brush anymore. We'll retire. We'll let him rest for the night. He's done his job. It's got the inability of keeping brushes nice, you know? What I do, they just fall apart. Mark says he's never seen a city before. That's true. ease from the depths. They haven't even got postal service where he's from. Getting somewhere. Hmm. Hmm. Let's go back to this brush. I can't find a brush I like. They're all just knackered. Ooh. Oh, some intense concentration going on. It's because I'm basically trying to paint these boots on these soldiers with a brush which is about as useful as applying paint to little 28mm boots as a tablespoon. You know, that's basically what I'm trying to use here. So I've got to really focus. And loads of these miniatures have sort of like socks sculpted, like sort of pulled over the trousers. So I'm going to have to go back in and just paint them in slightly. So a bit more work to do on the feet, but I'm sure it'll be worth it. We're getting there. This is the easy stuff, to be honest. When I start getting the bags, that's going to be a real doozy. And I don't think I've got the eyes for it tonight. I've got very heavy eyes, and then I have to concentrate that hard. Might be asking too much for myself. So we'll see. Let's just see how far we can get. So I'm happy with the progress anyway, so. Oh. Hmm. Voila. Oh. Slow and steady wins the race. I'm sure of it. I'm sure someone said that once. Before we know it, it's going to be all done. And they'll be mounted on their bases. Lovely jubbly. It's 5 on this base for some reason. But there we go. This is the button-up base. Button-up biscuit base. That's the thing. When I come to putting them on their bases, I just make sure I'm sorting out, you know, mixing them well. That's the trick, is trying to paint them all individually whilst they're on the stands, but also when you come to put them on the bases, making sure you're paying attention to that as well. Otherwise you might get, again, it doesn't matter because people in similar clothes might walk next to each other in real life, but it's nice to have that variation on the tabletop. So, and these button-up guys being quite a bright colour, that might just give a bit of brightness to the bases. So yeah. At the moment there's a lot of greys and whatnot. Cool. Cool. Boots done. Just had another drink. I'll tell you what, by the time I pause the stream, go get a drink and come back, it'll almost be the end. So let's not go there. Right. So maybe I'll just do a nice little easy job a sec, just because I can't be bothered to do a hard job. Let's just paint the tankards. Let's paint the tankards. I'm going to go for this blue. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to go for, not that one. Not that one, that one. Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave. I'm going to have some of these blue and then some of them woody brown. And we'll cross the woody brown bridge when we come to it. No, not that brush. That's rubbish. I kind of only really think if I want to do tankards that I can do blue, brown, or metal. That's the choices of the war, in my opinion. Wood was quite common in the Confederacy. So like a brown wouldn't be an issue. Could say metal as well, but I just do a mix. So I'm just going to do a mix of blue and brown for this unit. Cool. Right. Go for... It's my go-to for woody browns at the moment. Fardrick, like Army Painter. Oh, tell you what, I feel like we've done a fair bit tonight. I do think that. I feel it. I just don't want to take on the more concentrating stuff tonight, like the bags and then the belts and stuff like that. I think the wooden ones, these aren't. I don't think these are really sculpted as the wooden tankards. Canteens. I don't know what I'm saying. Tankards. Canteens. They're not really sculpted as them. You'd expect them to be flatter, but for the sakes of just a quick glance, it's fine. I could probably get away painting some metal as well, but I'm not going to this time. Again, I think it was quite common in the Confederacy to have wooden ones. Even the officers got canteen sculpted. Oh, Z. Wow, wow, wee woo. I think baby steps all this and just do little bits at a time and then it all adds up. And before you know it, you're done. I think if we do the bags next and then we're not a million miles away. Should probably be doing the guns whilst I'm using this brown. There you go. There you go. Mixes of canteens done. Now a quick gander at these. Got some blues and browns canteens. Oh, zim zim zoo. Zim zim zoo. How'd you do? Let's try and kill some time so I don't. I'll tell you what, let's do the guns then. That's fairly straightforward. He says. stiff chest. They look tidy. Thank you, Soraya. That's very kind. Yeah, they're right, I know. They're coming along. You find like by obviously prime them white and then we're just painting them as we go. But that sort of white primer slowly disappears and then you're left with a finished model. Which yeah, just it's patience. Patience is a virtue, some might say. My mother being one of them. I think maybe because I was so impatient as a child, maybe I still am impatient. But I would hear it a lot from her. Patience is a virtue. Yeah, there you go. Put the wood for the guns, and then I'll go in and do the metal. Heretic. It's a false virtue, is it, Mark? I'm not preaching nothing. I'm not preaching nothing. It's an Empire LARP joke, if anyone's wondering. Cool. It's an extremely inside joke. How rude of me. Yeah, slightly inside. Slightly. For those who it concerns, we get it. So. Although Mum is in the Empire world, she wouldn't get it because she doesn't know a thing about the game. Just turns up and talks about Netflix. That's her game. Now I'm sad because I thought about how close E1 is, though. Yeah, I've done a lot of prep stuff this weekend. It's all coming together. It's all no concerns. My end. The only concern I've got is making a playlist for the drive. Me and Kate are gonna get something set up. I'll tell you what, I've started doing these guns. I'm gonna run out of time. No, we got plenty of time. Never mind. The gun straps is a bit of a fail on me. I've gone all over the place, but I just have to come back and redo them. All right. Do, 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 do. Hello, Darren. Welcome in. Hello, welcome in. Welcome. Hello, mate. Just join now and get ready to paint. Nice. What are you painting? What's on the tabletop? Hope you've had a good weekend. But yes, hello, welcome in. We are just slogging away. I'll do a a quick show around a minute. Let me finish with this chappy, and I'll do a quick rundown of what we've been up to. But yes, welcome in. Make yourself comfortable. Yeah, let me do share what you're painting tonight. Right. Let me do a quick rundown of what we've been up to, Darren, for you. So doing some American Civil War infantry, 11th North Carolina. So we are just slowly chugging away on these chaps. All sort of speed paints. And yeah, so we started the stream with them sort of all their jackets and trousers painted. So this stream so far, I've done the hats, the backpacks, the canteens, blanket rolls and bed rolls. And now we're just doing the guns, so sort of the browns on the guns. Just because I don't know if I've got the strength to paint sort of belts and straps tonight, so I'm just trying to avoid the tricky painting, and then just do the easy stuff for tonight. And then next stream I'll just attack the tougher stuff straight away. It's all getting done. It's just I'm choosing to have an easy one. Nice, they're looking good, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race, I think. But yeah, it's just chug away. Got to keep chugging away. I guess that's the trick with batch painting, is at times it can be a little bit painful, but if you just get your head down and carry on, before you know it, it will be done. I'm painting Wargames Atlantic, Piano Wargames French. Ah, very nice, mate. I love that set. It looks so good. I had actually been eyeing up the STLs for a while, and then with that they announced the collaboration. So the only reason why I never took the punt on the STL files is because I'm doing an 1812 French army, but I've bought a load. This was about a couple of years ago. I bought a load of Warlord Games sculpts. So at the moment, I don't really need any more infantry. And yeah, so I would be buying it for the sake of it, which I know is half the hobby, is buying stuff you don't intend on painting. But for me, I've tried to, yeah, I've just tried to put a pin in it for now. But yeah, I hope to visit it at some point, because I've got enough French infantry at the moment to get on and paint, which I haven't done. So I'm trying to behave and get what I've got painted before I go and buy anything else. but I'm sure the day will come where I pick up some of them. Costs. Sorry, coats. Yeah, slow and steady wins the day. Yes, there. Lovely sculpts. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, like I said, I've been looking at them for a long time on the website, picking up the STLs. If I was starting a French army from scratch, I would definitely pick up the STLs and print them myself. But as I'm not, I'm a bit, you know, don't want to take that leap. And if I'm honest, I'm not doing a lot of hobbying at the moment. Yeah, everyone has a stash. Yeah, exactly, mate. So, to do a bit of a history on my channel, I've basically been out of the hobby circuit for about a year or so. This was back last year. I've basically just had to sit down. I've got so many American Civil War miniatures sort of primed, sat there. I just decided, you know what, I need to get back into it. I hadn't painted for over a year. So I was like, I need to get back into this. So this is why I started up my live streams. Because I'm just not doing hobbying at the moment. Outside of these live streams, I'm not really sitting down and doing painting. So I just sort of found this was a good excuse to get on and paint stuff. And the idea is to shrink that stash. Because yeah, I've got so many infantry regiments for the American Civil War just sat there primed. So yeah, the plan is just to crack on with it. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. That is the So again, if I was doing a lot of hobbying at the moment, then maybe I'd justify buying more miniatures. But at the moment, I'm just not. I had a stint a while back of painting up some of my Napoleonic French, but that sort of stopped at the moment because again, I'm not hobbying outside of these live streams, and these live streams are currently exclusively American Civil War stuff. So that's why I haven't touched the French Napoleonic French for a while. And maybe one day, who knows, I might run out of American Civil War miniatures to paint. That day is not today. I have tons. But the idea is I'm getting through these. Getting through this box here. And then I'll put a poll up on the channel and I normally try let the viewers decide what we paint next on the stream, which I think is quite a little fun thing. So yeah, at the moment we didn't have a choice on this one because this is some Warlord Games American Civil War stuff I've had sat there for ages, and I kind of want to do a video for the channel on them. So that's why these have sort of taken priority, and then we'll go back to either doing artillery, cavalry, infantry, headquarters stuff. That's why I tend to put a poll on the channel. Yes, I got the Perry's Battle in a box, American Civil War, but I have to get back into it. Yeah, it's such a good value box. It really is. I think more so if you want to collect Confederates. But yeah, it's a great box. Great box. I picked up a couple over the years. And yeah, it's great. You just get so much in there. And I think if someone said I want to start a Confederate army for black powder or something, I think I would just recommend hitting one of those boxes first. Again, Union's a little different because obviously in the box set it comes with their generic American Civil War infantry as well as the Confederate stuff. So if you wanted to do a Union army, I mean you could still use the Confederate infantry as Union because you can just paint them up blue and call it that, but I know they wouldn't technically be the correct uniforms to a certain extent. I'm sure you could give them a reason why they would have that uniform, but again, it's still doable, like if you wanted to do a Union army. But yeah, it's Battling Box is a great box set. and things have changed since I got a 3D printer and stuff. Things have changed with how I go about getting miniatures now. For a while, I was put off with Perry's purely because I've painted so many. I just wanted to try different things. And now with the 3D printer as well, it's a bit, if I ever want to bulk buy a load of infantry or something, I'll just get 3D print them. But yeah, definitely, if I didn't have access to that, the Battle in the Box would be my go-to just to replenish models. Although again, a bit like you get Zouaves in the Battle in the Box, and I don't think I need any more Zouaves. I've got a lot of Zouaves. Although those Zouaves are cool, I do like them. They're a really cool unit to have. I've just I think I've got 4 Zouave regiments. Well, I've got 4 traditional Zouave regiments, and I've got the 14th Brooklyn, which is a chasseur regiment, and then I've got another chasseur infantry regiment sat primed, which I'll be doing the 11th Indiana. So yeah, right, that's the guns painted. Oh, we've come in at, yeah, nice. Right, I think before I end the stream in 10 minutes time, I might just quickly jump on the Facebook group, because I'm going to try and do a thing about that. Darren said, yeah, it's great value. I liked your vignette of the wounded men and ambulance. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was fun. So Mark, who's in the chat somewhere, he was here earlier, so he actually donated that to the channel through my Throne. I've done like a little wish list if people want to support the channel, so he did that. He kindly donated it. Here you go, Mark's in the chat through him. Yeah, so he donated that through the channel, so we did it on a live stream, painted up the ambulance as part of like a little live stream thing. And yeah, it's a really cool set, full of character, really. It's just really good fun. And yeah, I thought, how would I do? I don't know how, if I wanted that on the tabletop, how would I go about it? And I thought, well, if I just put it on the base and just make a little bit of a vignette about it, and then yeah, when I do battles, either I try and make it a gaming piece or it just sits there on the tabletop, looking cool. So yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. Really happy with how it turned out. Yeah, so I took some photos up the other day. I'm doing a little video about it, and just to put on the channel as a bit of a check it out thing. So we'll that'll come up at some point. I said at the start of the stream, we've got another video coming out this Wednesday just about my Union artillery, and then yeah, we'll get around to editing that ambulance video, because that'd be cool to check up. It was really fun to paint as well. It's just full of David, hello, welcome in. How are you? I know you're almost done, but beer. Yeah, it's one of those weekends, is it? Let me. Yeah, let's jump on. Let's jump onto the. Oh, I don't know what I called it now. This one. Whoop. Okay, let's jump onto Facebook. We'll just check it out. But hello, David. I hope you're good, mate. I hope you're good. I hope you had a good weekend. Okay, so there's only a couple of posts on the Facebook, but we'll check it out anyway. But so Dave was mentioning about last stream about a really cool book for the Gettysburg campaign, which is this book. So Darren, sorry my Wi-Fi is lagging really bad. No worries, mate. No, not a problem. Well, I'll try to speak slower maybe. Or catch it on replay. Yeah, we're about to end anyway, so but no, I appreciate you popping by even if your signal's a bit dodgy. So yeah, we've got the Gettysburg campaign book, A Study in Command, which I think Dave was saying it's an old book, but it's still used heavily. I assume obviously it's just quite well researched when it was written. So, but yeah, I might have to pick it up, Dave. I want to get some books. Certain books are just really expensive. And yeah, and also I've not got a nice place to store them at the moment. But yes, and then Tim's shared his cavalry for his commanders, so a bit like his warlord game. So the stuff I've just done. Ah, you're in New Zealand, Darren. Nice. It's Monday morning. Blech. I don't want to think about Monday morning yet. But double cheers for hanging out. I appreciate it, mate. What time in the morning? I can't do the maths in my head. Anyway, so Tim shared this, which is so he's done a command up for Warlord game stuff. So he's done a first corps as well. Is that first corps, first division? I've not got my flags with me. Don't know where they are. So we were talking about varnishing and stuff. Last stream, and how they were sort of coming up quite shiny. Which, do you reckon the photos make them look more shiny or not? Because I've had that before where I varnished them. But yeah, and then some Studio Historia horse holders as well. That's nice. Is it Studio Historia? It looks like it. That sculpted head looks like it is. That's nice though. I like that. That's something I want to do. If I do Studio Historia stuff, if I do that, it's probably going to be horse holders to start with, because I've got some dismounted cavalry. Just need the horse holders. So yeah, that's nice. But yeah, I think we got to the bottom of some recommended varnish, like matte varnishes. So Dave was saying about using Winsor & Newton, which is not something I've used. Or Colourforge. He's recommended Colourforge. Colourforge, I use a lot of their primers. I really like their primers. So yeah, Dave's mentioned about using them for their varnish. So I might have to have a look. Sorry, Tim's corrected me. These guys are battle honors, not Studio Historia. Which they're still very nice, mate. That just, for some reason, that just looked like Studio Historia Kepi. They've got like a certain similar look to them, but that's very nice. But yeah, still, I'm gonna look at trying to get some horse carriers, because I know Perry's do really nice ones, but pardon me. At £9 for a holder and 3 horses, or is it 2 horses? I can't think now. It can get pricey. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll pull the trigger. I'm gonna have a look at 3D printing something anyway. Tim, we got to the bottom of your blocked glue as well. So, right, yeah. So I think that's it. I was showing some photos from last time. So obviously, artillery video went out on Wednesday. So I hope you all appreciate that and liked it. I hope you watched it. I say appreciated it. I appreciated people liking it. So I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, I just got some terrain out on the table, because I knew I had to take some photos for doing thumbnails, and I was like, oh, and I quite enjoyed doing up the just doing these little photos. Like I got my old log, like my old cabin I made that from scratch a while ago. Yeah, I really enjoyed sort of putting them out and making little scenes, and the same with the ambulance. So that's my cabin in the background there. I made that with lots of wood and strips of card and stuff. I made these trees as well. I made those snake rail fences. I didn't make the road though. The roads look nice. I didn't make them. But yeah, no. I had fun just sort of playing with it a bit. Because I like making the table for games. So maybe I should just do a bit more fun. I've got a really cool idea for something which I need to get in. I got to do first. Yeah, I've got to get the basics down, and then I'm going to share it with you chaps. Dave said Dave's got some Napoleonic cavalry he's going to share next time. Very nice. Darren said 10 a.m. Off to work with back injury. Use AK, so AK Interactive. Is that what you're saying? AK Interactive matte varnish. It's amazing. I have the same problem with glossing. Oh, did you say you're off work, Darren, with a back injury? Sorry to hear it, mate. Hopefully you can get some good painting in there during this time off. Tim said, did you ever create a tutorial for the cabin? No, I didn't actually. No. Maybe I'll do something about, because I basically made 3. I made like a bigger one and then 2 smaller ones. Now in these photos that I went for white, for like a whitewash. And I'm starting to think, I think someone posted once or commented on one of my videos saying no, they wouldn't have been white. Obviously different states have different, so then I'm thinking I might go back and just put a brown sort of contrast on these, just to give them sort of a brown look rather than white. I just like the look of the whitewash, but I just don't think it's necessarily historically accurate, so maybe I'll go back and change it. What else was I saying? Some of my artillery pictures, which I quite liked for my Confederates. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So, funny one. Obviously, I was just talking about the video I did for the Confederate artillery. Now, I made a mistake in that video, which I did pin it in the comments, but I kept talking about the Rockridge artillery as these red cannons. I convinced myself that the red cannons were the Rockridge artillery, and they're not. They're the Washington artillery. So when I originally recorded the video, I referred to them as the Washington artillery, but spoke about them as if they were the Rockridge. So I realised I made that mistake. So I went and edited it, saying, you know, this is the Rockridge artillery, not the Washington artillery. But turns out I was technically right from the start. It's the Washington artillery, which are red guns, red carriages, whereas the Rockridge artillery don't have red carriages. So yeah, a bit of a slip up, but yeah, it's still really cool to have these red guns. So I've got 3 out of the 4 now. Originally, when I thought they were Rockridge artillery, I thought it'd be cool to do 4 pieces for the 4 guns. Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John. So maybe I'll still do 4 red guns because I've got 3. So Tim says, in Gods and Generals, which red cannons are depicted? The red cannons in Gods and Generals must be the Washington artillery, because apparently that's the only guns with red carriages. Apparently. That's what I've been told. I did Google it, and that's all I could find. Now, the Washington artillery were at First Bull Run, I believe. They were part of a Louisiana brigade or something like that. I'm only going off what I researched the other day. I say research, I was looking up. When I realised I made this mistake because someone commented on my photo I posted on Instagram, I was just like, uh-oh. And that's when I was panicking, trying to look it up whilst at work. So then I just put it on the video that I've made the mistake. So, because yeah, I that's what I immediately thought was Gods and Generals. So I was trying to search up this clip from Gods and Generals when Jackson rides up to the Rockridge. So the Rockridge artillery are the ones with the 4 apostles. They're the ones that are assigned to the Stonewall Brigade at like First Bull Run and that. But they didn't have red carriages apparently, and I can't find proof to say that the Rockridge did have. I could try Google it, but we're not going to go into that right now. But yeah, so Rockridge artillery are the 4 apostles. They were commanded by a preacher. What's his name? Anyway. So yeah, he was it was like 2 guns were from the VMI, and 2 guns were brought in, and they were originally 6-pounders, and I think they swapped to 12-pounders. So so are you telling me Gods and Generals have them red as the Rockridge artillery? If so, that might be why in my brain I've got it ingrained as red guns for the Rockridge. But yeah, according to Google, the only confirmed sort of red gun carriages were the Washington artillery, which was still present during the battle. But yeah, it's the rock, unless the Rockridge and the Washington artillery are the same thing, which would be a kick in the teeth, wouldn't it? Let's search out the Washington artillery. Washington Battalion, Louisiana Artillery. So yeah, there you go. Washington Artillery. They look like red carriages. Oh, it's not what we wanted. But yeah. Anyway, we don't need to go massively into it. But yeah, so I thought the Washington Artillery were the ones who wore red caps, you know. But I don't know. Is that a red gun? Anyway, enough of that. So yeah, but yeah, it doesn't ultimately matter. They're red guns that I can use in games, so I can call them what I want. So yeah, it was a nice. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and then obviously, apart from the slight mistake in the video, it is what it is. David said earlier today I was making sure that all 50 cavalrymen had slightly different coloured hair. Fun. That's a challenge I will never want to take on, but fair play for taking it on yourself, David. Fair play. I'm going to end the stream there because we've run over a little bit, but I was waffling, and I need to go to bed. So yeah, we've made some good progress, actually. Really good progress. Like I said, we've painted hats, backpacks, blanket rolls, sort of overcoat rolls, the wood on the guns. We've done the canteens as well. So really, come next stream, it's going to be doing sort of knapsacks and black belts and cartridge boxes and cap boxes. Yeah, so yeah, we made some really good progress. So massively appreciate everyone stopping by anyway. Again, thanks for everyone watching this live. I really appreciate it. David, Tim, Soraya, Mark, Darren, Blake was by for a little bit. Who else did we have? Kevin Duncan came by for a little bit. So yeah, massive thanks to everyone who's come and watch it. We will be live this time again next Sunday. So feel free to pop by again at 8 o'clock. Obviously, maybe less confused this time where we had the clocks timed. But clocks changed, sorry. So yeah, we'll be back next at 8 o'clock next time. Obviously, if you want to see what we've been getting up to previously in all the other streams, feel free to check out the playlist. Big Sunday American Civil War streams or something like that, where all these go into, so you can see what we've got up to previously, like painting up our HQs we've just done recently, cavalry, infantry, painting up the ambulance as well, which was we were talking about earlier. So yeah, but I'm gonna leave you all to it. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and for you Kiwis, Monday morning, and yeah, I'll catch you all next Sunday. Bye bye.